following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome in to the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and we are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. It is a Tuesday morning, and since it's a short week, we're doing power rankings a day early. Power rankings for Week 12 in the NFL. And, of course, we'll be bringing you all of the game previews over the next couple of days. We'll have the Thursday game previews for you tomorrow morning. We will have all of the weekend previews for you on the afternoon show coming up tomorrow afternoon. So we are going to be taking a couple of days off for Thanksgiving. I think we could all be thankful for the community that we find ourselves in here at the Sportsocracy. Everybody who tunes in each and every day, we appreciate you. Be sure to spread the word out with your friends as well. Get them to subscribe to the channel and join the House of Reprehensibles. Week 12 Power Rankings. Let's get into it. How have things changed? As we do always, we'll start at the bottom.
Things may change, but they tend to stay the same.
Yes, they do. The Detroit Lions, they're number 32. They tied one. Hey, they tied one.
All right, wax poetic about your Lions. I know you want to.
No,
I know you want to.
You say waxing poetic. It's the best 0-8-1 team that we've ever seen.
I disagree with you. It's DeAndre Swift away from being the worst fucking team I've ever seen in my life.
Uh-huh.
They're the best. Oh, it's 0 wins it. No, they're not. No, they're not. You keep wanting to say that. You're pushing that narrative. Why you're doing it, I don't know. But this team is genuinely an abject disaster.
Mm-hmm. But that's exactly where they want to be.
And I'm not faulting that. Now, the question, and we're going to do this with every team. Mm-hmm. What can make the end of this, what can you be thankful for as a fan of every one of these teams?
What can you be thankful for the Detroit Lions? That the season is only 8 more games.
That you're going to have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and
yes.
Now you have a 2-game advantage over every team in the NFL on that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
And now the question becomes, what exactly are you going to do with that pick? I struggle to believe that you're going to do anything other than take Kayvon Thibodeau.
Really?
I do.
I think they're taking a quarterback.
Who? See, the thing about Detroit is that they're playing the long game to the highest extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the highest extreme.
Actually, with a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau at number 1, it probably would make sense for them to take the best player on the board and then wait in the second round, take a quarterback. You could still get a guy like, like Desmond Ridder with the first pick in the second round.
Desmond Ridder's not an NFL quarterback.
You don't think so?
Hell no. Not just no, but hell no.
Phil Jurkovec. You could get him in the second round.
I'm trying to figure out why our viewer number is off, because we have more people in the comments than we have currently viewing the show, which I don't understand that. I have new buttons. We've got a new button thing that's it makes it easier for me to do all the things over here. And I feel like I've fudged something up.
Mm-hmm. What happened to all that Spencer Rattler chatter?
He sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks at football.
Yeah,
and I tried to tell you that a long time ago.
You can't be an NFL prospect when you lose your starting job at your college.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady would beg to differ, but Spencer Rattler is not an NFL quarterback. I tried to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I said that about Keaton Slovis. I said about Spencer Rattler. Weird. That seems to be exactly how things are going.
Mm-hmm.
Alex S. said, confirm social for Sunday. I can confirm we will be at the social Sunday. I will also be at the social doing stand-up comedy on Friday. It's a Black Friday tradition here in Asheville, and I will be continuing it.
Nice.
Scooter Fowler. Yep. There's several really funny people.
Scooter's really, really funny.
I will be the least funny by a lot, and I will talk the most about my sexual parts of anybody that does stand up that night.
Right. I had to ask Jeremy yesterday did they get any other comedians? He was like, yeah, Scooter will be there. I was like, oh, great. Well, there will be at least one funny guy there. Had to take the shot. Had to.
Fantastic chuckles.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The Jacksonville Jaguars at number 31.
Stephen Tao asked what time Friday. Let me look. That is a findable thing. While we're doing that, we'll put up the poopy tier.
The poopy tier. The Jacksonville Jaguars. What can the Jacksonville Jaguars be thankful for? The fact that they're bad enough that their coach actually might get fired.
Not going to happen.
You don't think so?
Nope. I have completely come off of that.
Mm-hmm.
That is not going to happen. I can't tell you what's going to happen moving forward with Jacksonville, but I can tell you, you're in for Urban Meyer. If something to be thankful for Jacksonville, you do have your franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Travis
Has he
Etienne,
struggled?
Travis Etienne comes back.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be super giddy about a fucking running back, but you have pieces. You have pieces, and the players at the top of this draft are pieces that fit what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm looking at Jacksonville's schedule for the rest of the year. What would make you happy going forward? All right, you play the Falcons, at the Rams, at the Titans, the Texans, at the Jets, at the Patriots, and the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you definitively you're losing 5 of those.
Yes.
Best case scenario, you beat Atlanta on your home field. That gives you something to cheer about.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! And you go on the road and beat the Jets. You finish with 4 wins. You still pick in the top 5. You get a Derek Stingley or a Charles Cross out of Mississippi State, another franchise piece. And I feel like, I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but I do. I do believe what I'm getting ready to say. I feel like Urban Meyer has taken the reins there more than I thought he was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely thought for an extended period of time that Urban Meyer was completely and utterly clueless as to being an NFL head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I do not feel that way now, and it looks as though he is really grabbing the reins, and he feels like some people are not in lockstep with him on Trevor Lawrence, and those people are going to be gone. And if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, I think that gives me something to be happy about.
Okay. All right. At number 30.
Oh, new buttons. I told you new buttons. Gonna go back to there and baby deer.
And there we go. Number 30 is your New York Jets. You're very, very thankful that you're going to have 2 picks in the top 5.
That's the penultimate thing to be excited about. If you're a Jets fan, Stephen Tao said, "Why did Tank just shrink?" That's a new button. If one of us gets on a real good roll, the other one goes real little, and then you can see all of the other person. That's a thing. That's a thing that happens.
Yep. So your New York Jets.
It also flashed up the opener for some reason. New buttons. I'm going to say that a lot of times in this show. Look, and maybe I'm being jet-colored glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to think about what I'm getting ready to say. I think the New York Jets have more to be thankful for right now than any of the bad teams.
Okay.
Because the other bad teams don't have a Michael Carter.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have an Elijah Moore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have an Elijah Vera Tucker. I feel like the Jets hit 3 home runs in this draft and hit 2 in the draft before with Bryce Hall. There are a couple other pieces. I don't think the Jets are as listless as some of these other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they need to grow? Absolutely. They played Joe Flacco at quarterback last week, and we were happy about it for a period of time. Things to be thankful for with the Jets. Zach Wilson, I believe, starts this week.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out and get a win against the Texans, I mean, the back end of the schedule for the Jets is putrid.
Don't do that.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that.
Don't go out and win games and screw it up like you did last year.
Well, here's where the caveat comes in. The Jets have a lot of pieces that are going to be there moving forward. So you have to be real careful of installing that losing culture. It's one thing if you're the Lions and 40 of the 53 guys on the roster aren't going to be there in a year. Mm-hmm. It's another when you have a guy like Zach Wilson that you're trying to teach how to be an NFL quarterback and install the winning culture and things like that. You want to see growth with the Jets. If that means you pick at 7 instead of 2, okay. This is a 12-player draft.
Yep.
You know what I know they're not going to do? Fall out of the top 12.
Right.
And neither will the Eagles pick, or the Seahawks pick, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have 2 picks in the top 10. But you do want to, let's say, beat a Texans, beat a Jaguars, be competitive, and you're not going to beat Tampa or Buffalo or beat the Saints. Mm-hmm. These are all things that you can build on. And those are certainly things that you can, moving forward, go, hey, stuff happened.
Right.
Stuff happened and stuff was cool.
Right.
It's not all bad.
I think the worst thing going against your Jets is they have one of the easiest schedules left in the NFL.
They do. It's a very bad schedule for the rest of the year.
Right.
So
just go into this with the mindset of we don't want to win too many games.
Correct. You don't want to win too many,
right?
But winning a game or two would not be the worst thing that you've ever seen.
Indeed. At number 29, the Houston Texans. They get the win over the Tennessee Titans. Nobody saw that coming. There was no shot that you had that picked over the weekend.
If you did, you're a witch.
Right. I don't know what to be thankful for the Houston Texans. At least just time. Time, you can be thankful for time. As every week passes, it's 1 week closer to figuring out how to right the ship.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. If I'm a Texans fan, you want me to tell you what I'm thankful for? We haven't heard shit about Deshaun Watson in about a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody knows.
Which means that, no, I'm not talking about from NFL circles. I'm talking about from legal circles.
Oh, okay.
There's been no new news. There's been no new anything. All right, we have it, and now we have our trade asset is coming back,
mm-hmm.
and they're going to get high-end draft capital for Deshaun Watson. No matter what you think of him, that's going to happen.
Yes.
Period. There is going to be high-end draft capital exchange hands from one team to another. So now you've got that with Deshaun Watson, and by hook or by crook, you got David Culley. That is, this team's competing.
Mm-hmm.
They could have beaten New England. They just beat the smoke off the Titans on the road. I mean, you're seeing things. You're seeing things here. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's a lot, but you're going to have – you got a draft pick this year. It doesn't go to the Dolphins. There's something to be thankful for.
And you're going to
have another one from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And Armchair, I do have to admit, Armchair did say this was going to be a trap game on the Sunday show.
Good
of which,
for
by
you.
the way, just on camera, Armchair, I believe a reunion for this Sunday could be in order because Tank may be gone again.
Yeah, may be gone again. We're going to Charlotte for the North Carolina State tournament for the youth football. So if we make the championship, we'll be playing on Sunday. So we may need you. And you did a great job last week.
You did a phenomenal job.
Just by the way. But yeah.
Everybody be sure to keep commenting because I cannot figure out why this number is so far off. I have seen 25 different people comment in the comments, and yet it's still showing 11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 4 of those. So
I'm 4 of those.
Something's up. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
Trying to figure out if it's something with the buttons.
Armchair, yes, you are a witch. If you called that game. And he's in 100%, he says, for Sunday.
Sweet.
So, awesome.
Stephen Tao said we didn't let Parton talk enough. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not very good at being the host, and Armchair and I are both two people that, he does a phenomenal show anyway.
Yeah.
We're both used to talking a lot. So you get in a third person that doesn't tell me to go fuck myself. And, it's Tank had to learn that. If you listen to the early shows, there was a lot of, hey, there's another person in that room. Because the fat one just likes to talk a lot.
It takes some time to get your groove going, but there is no doubt about it. And Jeremy and I had the discussion this morning that it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for us to be having, half of a show be all about DFS, and I know nothing about DFS. So, if anything, Armchair, you may have a... We may be calling on you for a steady diet for the rest of the season when it comes to DFS stuff.
And moving forward. I mean, he's too good at this for us. Now that we figured out how to get him on the screen, was it a little clunky as I was trying to figure it out live?
Sure.
Yeah, but guess what? It works now.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can make it work.
We got it all figured out. The Houston Texans, yes, they can look forward to getting the Deshaun Watson era behind them, getting the draft capital. Yeah, and then that's about all I got for that. Seattle Seahawks at number 28, and I really don't know what they could be thankful for. I mean, you can be thankful for the rest of the season. You got an easier schedule, so you're going to win some games. At least you can do is, yeah, you are.
No, you're not. Who they going to beat? Who they going to beat?
Okay. Let's see here.
I have the schedule in front of me, just so you know.
Where's my screen here? They still have to play the Lions. They still have to play the Texans.
Okay, you got the Lions.
The Bears.
They're not beating the Texans in Houston.
And the football team.
The football team will smoke the bejesus out of them this week. The football team's on a nice little roll, and Seattle is crashing into the ocean. They are going to get the fuck beat out of them in Washington. First of all, that's a West Coast team coming east on a weird schedule.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
Russell looks like dog water.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get smoked. Next week you play the 49ers. Smoked.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to go to the Texans. Don't love that. I don't hate it. They're not a great team,
right.
But they're at the Rams.
No.
The Bears with Justin Fields, probably playing without Matt Nagy. Okay. So you'll beat the Lions. Sweet. You'll go 4-13, and your pick goes to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to lose your coach because Pete Carroll ain't signing up for a rebuild. That's just not happening.
Right.
And I would say Russell Wilson's got 7 games left with the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is a team in the NFL that has less to be thankful for right now than the Seattle Seahawks.
I would agree.
And do you know why? Because you traded 2 first-round picks for a safety. By the way, fun little tidbit of information. Jamal Adams gave up the touchdown that would have beaten them against the Cardinals to Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
That got called back. Next play, commits the pass interference on Zach Ertz. That beats them. Thank you, Jamal Adams. You're just the gift that keeps on giving.
At number 27.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I have to play my favorite. I have to play my favorite soundbite for the Seattle Seahawks.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Okay. It's us that bankrupted you.
I'm broke as shit, and I don't mind saying it.
At number 28. Is that where we're at? No, 27. The Atlanta Falcons.
This is a team that I think has more to be happy about than people are going to let on.
I mean, you got Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is good. Cordell Patterson's good.
Mm-hmm.
You've got defensive pieces. Oh, God, that hurt to say out loud.
Pieces?
I mean, there's a couple. I like Deion Jones.
AJ
Terrell has been way better than people could have ever thought he would be.
Right.
Grady Jarrett's been a consistent run stuffer.
Mm-hmm.
You have pieces in Atlanta. This is a long-term rebuild. Here's a question that I got asked over the weekend, and I don't know the answer to it. What is Matt Ryan worth right now?
What is he worth? Like on the trade market?
Mm-hmm.
A 3rd-round pick? Maybe not even that because of the money that you'd have to take on?
Well, now here's the thing. With the money, you have to be careful with how you view the money.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Matt Ryan deal as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got 2 years left. The guaranteed money on it is non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
There is no guaranteed money.
Okay.
So moving him would be expensive for the Falcons this year. I still think you do it. And here's why I say that. Look how many teams in the NFL. How much different would you feel about the Denver Broncos right now if they had Matt Ryan than with Teddy Bridgewater?
Markedly.
That's the thing.
Markedly.
And I think there's several teams that are that way.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan, I think it's probably 2 conditional picks. It starts as a 3, could escalate all the way up to 1 if you make it to the Super Bowl. It's going to be something constructed like that, but you're going to add draft capital. Adam Black asked, isn't the Ryan contract stupid? It's stupid on the Falcons side. So there's a lot of dead money because they pushed and prorated bonuses and shit like that. So the dead money is going to cripple them for a year. You have to. What are you going to do? Sit here and keep running with Matt Ryan? No, you get something for him. And I think there's 7 games left of Matt Ryan in Atlanta.
So you think George Payton would give up a conditional 2?
A conditional 3 and a conditional 5 for Matt Ryan. You gave up a 5 for Teddy Bridgewater.
I think I'm in.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
The more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, I think Denver would do it.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple other teams that I look at and go, they might do it. If you wound up on the wrong side of the trade market, or you're not in on Russell, or you're not in on Deshaun Watson, and here's where I really think it comes in: a team that takes one of these young quarterbacks. Detroit, Houston, and you don't have that bridge guy. And Matt Ryan can be that bridge guy for a couple of years. It doesn't cost you that much on the other side.
Right.
So whoever winds up with Matt Ryan, it's not going to cost them that much. The Falcons, you have two choices. You either can let this keep rolling, and he's going to be an albatross because his cap number is $48 million next year, and it's $43 million in 2023. Nothing's changing that. Or you can swallow the frog, and it's a $40 million cap hit next year.
Yeah.
So, to me, I think you have to swallow the frog because you're just not good. And you have to take care of your guy. And I think a GM in Terry Fontenot is going to do that.
Okay.
And I just look at Atlanta and go, this is not as listless as people think. By the way, this show is going to be every bit of 2 hours, just so we're clear.
Yes.
I noticed that a second ago.
What to be thankful for. It's fine.
A 2-hour Tuesday show.
That's
There's
right.
something to be thankful for.
All right, at number 26, this is the New York Giants. And the Giants, I mean, last night, of course, we didn't talk about the Monday Night Football game. Yes, I lost the torture ticket. Never have I been so happy as to lose a torture ticket betting against my own team for them to finally cover a friggin' spread in primetime.
By the way, something that we are looking for is the payoff on the torture ticket. I want it to be something Thanksgiving related.
Yep.
Tank in a turkey costume.
Oh, come on. A turkey costume? Oh, God. Okay. So we do have a thing tomorrow.
We do have a thing tomorrow
where from 11 to 1, we're going to be out at the Ingalls in Shiloh giving out, or I guess it's Biltmore Park or
Biltmore Forest.
Biltmore Forest. There you go. We're going to be out there at the Ingalls giving away turkey dinners to the needy with Eblin Charities in the annual turkey dinner giveaway. Come on.
Patrick Holt
said, me wear a costume.
Patrick Holt said you have to eat your 2-day sink-thawed turkey. He's going to do that
I'm
anyway.
I'm going to do that anyway. I do that every year.
Yeah, look, he told me about eating Greene hot dogs this morning. So, that stomach is hard to beat. However, I do feel like taking a big old turkey costume with me behind him just going all day long could be hilarious.
Very well could be.
Probably need to check with Ingalls, see how they feel about that.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you called Melissa Level and said, hey, can Tank wear a turkey costume to give away turkeys? She'd be like, yeah, you can.
All the way in.
Oh, God. All right. We're going to have to call Robbie. We're going to have to call Robbie Wright from the Halloween Express, see if he's got any turkey costumes put away somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure that I feel very sure we can make this happen.
Right. All right. Yeah, anyway, the Giants last night, they can't get anything going offensively. I think you can be thankful that the Dave Gettleman era is coming to an end.
That's all I've got. I tried my damnedest to find something that you...
And Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett's got to go.
Okay. Can you stop that?
Why?
I've heard this shit. At what point have you looked at this and gone, man, the play calling is what's getting them?
Their offense is terrible.
Why?
Is it because of the personnel?
Watch last night?
Is it just the personnel?
Hernandez looked like me. He looked like he won a fucking Make-A-Wish contest to play guard for the Giants last night.
Okay.
Every defensive tackle you had ate his lunchbox. That's not on Jason Garrett. I could argue that the reason that this has not been an abject disaster is because Jason Garrett's not a bad play caller. The blame to Jason Garrett makes no sense to me. To me, it's lazy and it's dumb. Daniel Jones sucks.
Why are you not using Kenny Golladay?
Because he sucks. I'm telling you right now, watch the All-22.
Okay.
Kenny Golladay, he did what that armored truck didn't do. He secured the bag, and now he doesn't give a fuck. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've seen Kenny Golladay give more than 4% effort in any game all year long. That's not on Jason Garrett.
Okay.
Kadarius Toney, very talented, but he's learning to play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Because he thinks every play is going to be a home run. He can't figure that out. Tank has to eat an entire can of cranberry sauce.
It's not really a punishment.
It is to me. Cranberry sauce is disgusting.
I mean, it's not good. It's not pleasurable. But
all right, so what do you do with Daniel Jones at this point? If you're the Giants, what are you looking at?
I'm done with him. Like, as we were talking about the Atlanta Falcons, I was thinking, damn, the New York Giants go get Matt Ryan? Because I think that could be something.
I mean, I don't hate it. But, I mean, are you going to decline the option?
Done.
I think that's a no-doubter. But you've got him for next year, too. You're stuck with next year.
That's fine. Am I paying him a whole shitload of money next year? I mean, he's on the rookie scale, so
$8 million, I think.
Right. And you know what? We've been paying Saquon Barkley, and he ain't been playing, so why not pay Daniel Jones?
That's another interesting one. Do you pay Saquon Barkley?
No.
I don't either.
No. He can't stay healthy, and we've seen what he can be, but you don't pay him. You let him hit the open market and, you know what, get into a bidding war. If you really want him back, I don't think you're going to have to pay all that much to get him.
Oh, yeah, you would.
You think so?
Somebody would do something stupid.
Somebody's going to lay down $15 million a year for him.
No running back makes $15 million a year. Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, and 2 albatross deals. Christian McCaffrey and Ezekiel Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's doing that. That's not happening. That's not even running back market.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones is making $10 million a year. So will somebody do that with Saquon Barkley? Absolutely.
Okay. But even at that.
Adam Black said, so add to the list. Get rid of Cam, get rid of Jones, get rid of Beak. You're missing the point. When you know that somebody's not the answer, you have to try. No.
Right.
That's compounding a mistake. Getting rid of Russell Wilson, that's not their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson is going to look at Seattle and go, I'm fucking out of here. Matt Ryan, you're trying to do the best by him. Are you going to replace him with somebody that's better right now? No. You're going to wind up with a rookie, probably backed up by somebody like Tyrod Taylor, and you just have to swallow the frog. The thing about Atlanta is they backed themselves into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're in a financial albatross, and it's coming either in 22, 23, or 24. Your choice. You remember the Tom Brady dead money with New England?
Mm-hmm.
That's coming with Matt Ryan because they've kicked that can as far down the road as it'll go. So you're going to have this albatross dead money hit at some point.
Right.
To me, you just swallow the frog and do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones, I didn't say get rid of him. I think you should bring in competition for him because I don't think there's anybody that would take him on. I saw somebody in the comments say that somebody would make a move on Daniel Jones, his armchair. Some quarterback hungry team would take on Daniel Jones. I don't know that they would.
Who? The question is who? Would that be the Detroit Lions?
Maybe.
If they wanted to build, and that, what would they give you for him? I give you a 5.
It would be more than that.
He's still 4.
Young. He's still young. A team that I could see doing that. There's not many.
Mm-mm.
I don't see Denver doing it. Denver's going to have better options. They're too good of a team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That,
and nobody's going to give up. Nobody's going to give up capital to make him a backup.
No, well, they give up capital to run him against a vet to see what your better alternative is. Daniel Jones is still not a terrible quarterback. He just turns the ball over way too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do I think he would have some form of value? Yes, I do. I think somebody would give up something for him. I just don't know what that something is. But to answer what Adam Black said, the thing that you have to remember with team building, there are 3 kinds of teams. There are teams that are competitive, there are teams that are young, and there are teams that are listless.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in that listless category. The Atlanta Falcons right now are completely listless. There is nothing to be really gung-ho about there. The Giants, the same way.
Yeah.
So how do you get out of that? You have to give yourself some hope. The Jets are listless. What did they do? They infused the team with Michael Carter and Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson that we still don't know what he is, and so they have hope. Now you're out of that listless category. 2 years from now, if Zach Wilson's where Daniel Jones is, you move on.
Mm-hmm.
Where teams fuck this up is you compound the error. And I've watched countless teams do this.
L.A. Rams. I always look at the L.A. Rams with Jared Goff.
And that's
they gave him way too much money.
And that's revisionist history. But nobody was disputing that money on Jared Goff when he got it. Nobody. I've heard this argument from people in L.A. You weren't bitching about it. I went back and looked.
I was.
Well, and they didn't ask you.
Of course they didn't ask me.
I'm talking about from the franchise basis.
Oh, yeah.
They had just gone to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff is not the example I'm talking about here. Carson Wentz would be the example of what I'm talking about. You knew what Carson Wentz was. You tried to tell me he was injury prone for years. Mm-hmm. I never wanted to believe that because I believed in him. Well, they ponied up money that I didn't have to.
Right.
Joshua Pinnock said the Steelers. That's an interesting one to me because the Steelers are one of those places that I think you can rehab a quarterback. Kelvion, like an A meeting for sports. Welcome, Kelvion.
What's up, Kelvion?
Would you trade Dalvin Cook and Terry McLaurin for Justin Jefferson, Hollywood Brown, and Antonio Gibson?
I don't think I would.
I don't think I would either. I don't love Antonio Gibson. The problem is it's harder to find running backs, and you're giving up a running back that I know what he is and a receiver that I know what he is for a receiver that I know what he is and a running back that the range of outcomes is tremendous.
Yep.
Could it be good? Sure. But if I was trying to take a shot on somebody for the rest of the year, it'd be Miles Sanders, not Antonio Gibson.
Mm-hmm. Armchair Commentary says a lot of teams give way too much rope to guys when they see what they know is a problem. Daniel Jones had plenty of time, move on, and he's a fan of his athletic build.
Well, there's a very simple reason for that. Dave Gettleman's completely tied to Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. If Gettleman gives up on Daniel Jones, you're going right out the door behind him because you did this. Mm-hmm. So how do you fix that? Dave Gettleman out the door, and the next GM has no emotional attachment to him. He's not tied to him. Then he can do whatever he wants to. The thing you have to remember about GMs in the NFL, you are completely tied to the draft capital decisions that you make, especially with quarterbacks.
Which is going to happen. It's David Gettleman is going to he will survive the rest of the season, but as soon as the season's over, he's done.
Kelvion asked, "What if I could get Gaskin over Gibson?" I don't buy Gaskin at all. Mm-mm. I mean, the schedule's not bad.
That makes your trade worse.
I don't know that makes it worse. Gibson and Gaskin are way closer than you want to let on. Because Gibson's hurt and he's just going to be. Mm-hmm. Deontay Johnson for Miles Sanders. I actually like that on both sides, depending on what your roster looks like. Adam Black said, I guess if there's a top-level quarterback coming out in the draft this year or next, but I don't believe that's out there. A lot of people don't. And that's what I've said when we've done draft videos is you're going to see teams tie themselves to quarterbacks. Somebody's going to fall in love with Matt Corral. Mm-hmm. Period. It's going to happen. I've seen too much raw on him. But now the teams that don't love him are going to go, he's too short. He plays in a system. Yada, 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 yada. Malik Willis. Somebody's going to fall in love with him. He's Lamar Jackson with a bigger arm. Mm-hmm. No, he's a slower version of Lamar Jackson that takes 1 billion sacks. But these teams are so desperate. This is like last call at the bar, all right? So you watch your buddy that hadn't had his pee-pee touched in a while, and all of a sudden somebody looks at him and winks at him. Well, that's steak tartare.
Right.
So does he look at that and go, that's a 10? No, that's a 2. But at 10, a 2 is a 2. At 2, a 2 is a 10.
Nice.
Ta-da.
Good for you.
For more relationship advice, follow me on socials. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Adam Black says we can start tanking for Arch.
I'll be honest with you. He might be the next super high-level quarterback that we have coming. Because I don't see one in the offense.
And that's 3 years from now?
4. Because he's got to play 3 years in college. He's only that's
he's
5
a
years.
senior.
No, he's not.
I thought he was a senior in high school.
He's a fucking sophomore, I think.
Damn. I thought he was older than that.
He might be a junior. I can tell you he's not a senior. Mm-hmm. No, he's 16 years old. Good Lord. Yeah, you're 5 years away. He's a sophomore.
Don't think the Panthers are going to be there, though.
I never know. 5 years from now, a lot of shit can happen.
That is true.
5 years ago, I guarantee you wouldn't have said the Seattle Seahawks are going to be one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL.
This is very true. At number 25, the Chicago Bears. I'm thankful that Matt Nagy is getting all the heat from the fans right now that he's getting. When they start chanting, fire Matt Nagy in the stands, you know you're on the right path.
Can I just say that this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard? What I'm going to say may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
Do you know why the Bears haven't fired him yet?
Why?
There was a report that came out yesterday that said literally he has lost the entire locker room. Mm-hmm. There's not a player left that believes in Matt Nagy. They have not fired him, according to a report. I cannot substantiate this, but this came from 2 different sources. Because they've never fired a coach in season before.
Bears fans told you that at the beginning of the year.
That's stupid. I mean, tell me you're a moronic, piss poorly run franchise without telling me that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. Well, we've never done it. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do with that. That's like saying, well, I've never been in a car wreck, so I just don't wear a seatbelt. Cool. Enjoy bouncing down the interstate because it's going to suck for you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. And look, I'm not a tradition guy. I'm not.
Right.
I think
we know this.
Because I think a lot of them are dumb. A lot of the things you did in 1954 do not make a whole lot of sense in 2021. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So at some point you have to get past, that's just not how we do things. Okay, well, you know what else you don't do a whole lot? Win. Yeah, in the last 34 years of my life, you haven't won a lot. So maybe it's time we throw a stick into that spoke.
Right.
Matt Nagy gets fired this week because I think I don't know that they're going to lose to the Lions, but you're telling me I get Andy Dalton on the road on a short week against the Lions team that they do have some gumption.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think he has to lose. I think it has to be close. On a national stage, I think it has to be close.
I would say
got news for you. If he's lost, the locker room they're looking for any excuse.
Right.
They're looking for any excuse. And basically what I read was there is not a player in that locker room that believes in Matt Nagy and they all want him gone.
What is the only thing that would make you break tradition? It's abject.
Getting smarter.
No, I'm saying we know that's not a possibility. We know that's not going to happen. But it's abject embarrassment. And there would be no bigger embarrassment than losing to the Detroit Lions on national television.
Who the fuck cares?
I'm just saying.
Him. He's terrible. Fire him now. Do it right now.
Exactly. And that's what the fans want. And that's what you can be thankful for, is that everybody seems to be coming around to, yeah, this is not going to work and we need to be done with this.
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
Remember, they didn't fire Mark Trestman in the middle of the season.
Which is still dumb.
Exactly. So it's got to be the most embarrassing thing that could possibly happen.
Get a jump on the market and do it. Let's go. It's so stupid. We don't do that.
But on the other hand, they can. On the other hand, they can be thankful for some of the pieces that they do have.
Justin Fields, he's better than I thought he was. Not by much, but he's better than I thought he was.
Yeah. At number 24, the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers can be thankful that, I don't know, that Cam's back and now it's fun to watch you lose again. I got nothing else.
He said that, not me. Since you couldn't see our faces when that was said, I just need it to be known that came out of his mouth, not mine.
And I get it, and I understand it. And, watching the highlights from this past weekend and the game film and stuff, I mean, 27-yard touchdown run from Cam Newton, it gets everybody excited. It gets you, yay! But honestly, take stock of where you are right now. How many games are you going to win? How much of a difference does Cam Newton make? It makes it more emotional for the fans. You can feel better about this team because you're exciting and you got a guy that wins the press conference and he's colorful. Okay. But all in all, where does this leave you? Do you honestly believe that with an off season, with the Joe Brady, which he'll probably be gone, with whatever playbook is going to exist, do you think that that's going to make you better? Well,
here's where, all right, this is going to sound a little sarcastic, and I don't mean it to. Here's what you can be thankful for. You're getting ready to get exactly what you asked for, because Matt Rule is going to leave and take the Penn State job. And Joe Brady is not going to stick around. Because Joe Brady is not going to tie himself to Cam Newton. Joe Brady is seen as a guy that needs a really accurate, over-the-middle quarterback to facilitate his offense. That is where the downfall of Sam Darnold came, is that teams figured out he couldn't do it. And so you start blocking off the things he wants to do, you keep him in the pocket, and now he's just a mediocre quarterback.
Yep.
So now you're going to get exactly what you wanted. And is there a coach out there that would look at Cam Newton and go, yeah, I want this? 100% there is. There are coaches that have looked at far worse and been far more excited. So, I mean, and I'm not trying to be disingenuous here. You're going to get exactly what you asked for. Mm-hmm. I mean, and the thing that I would be excited about is, you've got an owner that's shown a propensity to spend, which means he's going to go for, David Tepper, if this job opens up, will go for the moon. Mm-hmm. It's not Matt. There's not going to be Matt Rule. This is going to be, and Kevin Vick. I'll be honest with you. There's another. All right, that's actually a better one.
What?
If you're a Carolina Panther fan, you should be really thankful that Tampa's clock is. There are very few granules left in it.
Absolutely.
The Saints are a disaster, and so are the Falcons.
Yep.
You're on deck. It's just a question of how long is this success going to run? Because all the other three teams in your division are in trouble deep. Mm-hmm. And the defense is good, and you can do stuff. But you need a quarterback. Mm-hmm. So that's, I ain't going to harp. I'm not going to harp on the Cam Newton thing. I feel like I've said it enough.
Yep. At number 23, the Washington football team.
This team's playing markedly better than they were.
They are. I mean, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 weeks ago, beat the Carolina Panthers this past week. I have bumped them up in my power rankings because of those 2 wins. Taylor Heineke, he's playing good. That's the best you can say. He's not a superstar. He's never going to be a superstar, but at least he's not god-awful. At least he's not one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now.
Taylor Heineke?
Mm-hmm.
He's fine.
And you can be thankful that you'll have a real big boy team name coming up soon.
Yeah. You won't be the football team anymore.
Other than that, but they're going to be a team that's got to be in the mix for a quarterback in the offseason. Maybe they end up with, Matt Ryan.
Matt Corral is the one that has just screamed Washington to me, and I don't know why. Because he doesn't fit Ron Rivera. He doesn't fit Scott Turner. He doesn't fit any of it. But for some reason, every time I see Matt Corral, I can't see him in any uniform that's not the Washington football team. You're going to wind up with a young quarterback. You're playing much better football. This team the last 2 weeks looks like it honestly looks like the first 9 weeks of the season, the actual Washington football team had been abducted. They broke away from their captors, and now here they are actually playing legitimate NFL football.
Right.
And if you look at the schedule moving forward, there's a lot of winnable games. Mm-hmm. Washington has a ton of winnable games on the schedule. I mean, you play the Seahawks this week, a Raiders team that does not look like it did a few weeks ago.
Right.
Alex S. had a really good point that I want to come back to in just a second. We'll finish on Washington, then I want to come back to that.
Yep.
The Cowboys, you got 2 of those. Don't love how that's going to go.
No.
The Giants, you should win that. Mm-hmm. That would put you at 7 wins, and then you have 2 turning point games with the Eagles. You beat the Eagles twice, you might make the playoffs. They won't. You don't, you're going to be a 7-10 football team that's going to pick in the high teens. And there's probably going to be a quarterback there that you can fall in love with. Mm-hmm. Just don't do the Dwayne Haskins thing again. Okay, there's so many of these that are really easy to figure out why they're not franchise quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. There are a few that if you build a system for them, it could work. And I think with Washington that could happen. Plus, there's just so many young pieces on this team.
Right.
I'm still not sold on Ron Rivera as a head coach. I never have been. But there's things to like in Washington.
I think 3 wins is the best that you could ask for the rest of the season. I don't see them beating Philadelphia. I don't see them beating Dallas. Those other games, though?
Absolutely. I don't see a way Washington doesn't go 7-10. Mm-hmm. But that's just me. Alex S. asked a question in the comments that I'm really glad somebody finally asked this because I never think to say it. He asked, could the Panthers run an Eagle-style run game? Could Joe Brady set something up like that? It's 2 different answers to the same question. Okay. Can Joe Brady do it? No, because it flies in the face of everything he's ever done. That's my problem with Matt. That's where my whole impetus for this came from. It would be one thing if you had a very malleable coach and you had a very malleable coaching staff.
Yep.
You have a coach in Matt Rule that's trying to assert himself as a legitimate NFL head coach. You have an offensive coordinator that is wanting to prove he can be a head coach in the NFL. That does not lend itself to that. Nick Sirianni is doing what he has to do to not get fired because he was this close to being a one-and-done coach. Now he has figured it out with Jalen Hurts to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And that team's playing well. Can a coach do that? Yes. It is not this current coaching staff. That was my problem from the jump. And I'm really, very good question, plus a number bigger than 2 for Alex S. I don't know what number yet.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get the little Mario +3 thing to appear on the screen and go, pew, wee, wee, wee.
Oh, that'd be great.
I have the graphic. I just can't get it to appear on the damn screen with the little noise.
Nice.
Great question, though, Alex S. I'm really glad you asked that.
Yep. All right, so Washington football team at number 22.
23.
Or, excuse me, 23.
They are the last of the poopy tier. Now we get into the bottom half. This show might go 4 hours. Hell, we might just roll this into the ESPN show at the rate we're going.
At number 22, you got the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
What can the Broncos be thankful for?
You have really good weapons. You have a very good foundation. And, I said this about the Bengals. The Bengals accelerated their time frame, and they're better than I ever could have thought they were. The Denver Broncos are next year's LA Chargers because you're going to get a quarterback, you're going to get a coach, and because Vic Fangio is not the answer, and I think everybody knows it. This would be a super alluring job. When Vic Fangio gets fired, this will be a very attractive job because it's a great fan base. It's a great fan base, great stadium, great weapons on the roster.
Great
George
general
Payton
manager.
is very well thought of. You still got Elway hanging around and doing stuff. There's a lot to like here. You just locked up Cortland Sutton. Armchair asked, did they overpay him? No, I don't think they did.
Nah. What, they paying 4 for 40?
I don't remember what the terms of that deal were.
I think that's what I saw.
That's what I thought it was, but before I say that out loud, let's just confirm.
And you may have health concerns about Cortland Sutton, but you know what? Hopefully he can put it back in. Yeah, hopefully he can put it behind him, and he's looked fine. And if he continues to get stronger and stronger, you've got
4 for 61.
4 for 61.
That's aggressive. 4 for 40, I'd have been jumping up and down about.
Right.
Adam Black asked in the comments, Kellen Moore to Denver. I would love Kellen Moore in Denver. You bring in Kellen Moore, who I think is a bright damn dude. And he's from that, I don't even know what, Rocky Mountain-ish area. That's where he's really comfortable.
For the mountain time zone?
Yeah, that. People call that the Midwest, and I go, that's not the fucking Midwest. There's nothing mid about it. It's very west. It's not far west, but it's still that way. I think you bring in an offensive-minded coach. The defense is going to be fine. But what I would love is you follow the Sean McVay platform here. You hire a very highly thought-of young offensive mind, and you bring in a vet D coordinator. And you let that guy just take over the defense. Kellen, your whole job is to make the offense run. You got all the weapons. Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, even Tim Patrick, Noah Fant, Albert Okwuegbunam. There's a lot to like here. You just got to find an offensive mind. Because it's not Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur is what you try to cast Jason Garrett as.
Okay.
Pat Shurmur is a bad play caller. He had one very good game plan, and I'll give him that. Against Dallas, he had a great game plan. But other than that, to me, this is not a playoff team. They have overachieved just beating bad teams and the Dallas Cowboys. That is better than I thought you could be. So there are pieces here. I like Pat Surtain. There's just a lot to like here. You got good draft capital for Von Miller, who, by the time this full rebuild was done, he was going to be on the backside anyway. I think this is his last year of non-decline. So, there's a lot to like in Denver. Yep. It's just mostly for that way.
Yep, and they Jason Trump says they signed Tim Patrick as well.
They did. To a reasonable enough deal.
You keep the wide receiver core together and wait on that quarterback to come in and be able to distribute them the ball.
Correct.
It's a perfect game plan. Number 21, the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins can be thankful, I think, for you've actually seen growth in Tua.
Tua's been fine.
For the last 5 weeks of the season, Tua's been pretty good. And he's still got some injury bugaboos.
Tua's been fine. I think there's this team is looking more like what we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And somebody asked a couple, it's either yesterday or I think it was yesterday, is Brian Flores off the hot seat? No, but it's markedly cooler now than it was, and the back end of the schedule is brutal.
I think he's close. I think he's close to being off the hot seat.
But you got to remember what the expectations were coming into the season. Mm-hmm. And now you're here, and the best you can do is win out and finish where they were expected to be. Adam Black said the Dolphins will drop after this week with a little winky face because they play the
Carolina
Panthers.
But from the perspective of Miami, that is a winnable game.
100%.
You got the Giants left. You got the Jets left, so you win a few games there. You got the Saints, which is not a terrible opponent to face.
It's not very daunting at this point.
And you got the Texans and the Titans and the Patriots, and guess what?
By the time you play them, they will have probably locked up their playoff position.
Yeah, you could possibly snag one of those games, and that's not a horrible end to the season. And not a horrible end to the season for Brian Flores to be able to point out and go, these things are working. Let me have one more year.
If you finish 8-9 or better, I think you get another year. I do. I think you get another year, and you're going to have to figure out something with his offense. You can't go in with two offensive coordinators. That was stupid. Okay, you should never have done that in the first place. And I think it's taken this long to even be a facsimile of a reasonable offense. You also need a running back. Bad. Myles Gaskin is not an NFL-level starting running back. He's not. So you need to go in. Saquon Barkley. If Saquon Barkley somehow hit the trade market and you were willing to pay that $10 million a year that you were planning on giving Aaron Jones last year, do it. This line is not Giants bad. It's very young, and I like it a lot. So
I wouldn't.
Those are all things that I think you have to do in the offense.
I don't know that I would do that if I were them. I think I would use my second-round pick on a running back.
That's going to be difficult. There are a lot of mediocre running backs in this draft class. I like Breece Hall a lot, but I think he's part of a rotation in the NFL. You're going to throw Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker's not an NFL running back. He's an NFL complementary back. He can be a two-down between the tackles runner, but that's a third, fourth-round pick kind of guy. I just don't think that's an impact. I think when you have a limited quarterback because Tua's limited, I think even somebody wearing the teal and orange-colored glasses would even tell you Tua Tagovailoa is limited. The weapons are fine. I like Gesicki. I like Devontae Parker. Jalen Waddle's been very, very good.
Right.
You need somebody that can take the pressure off of Tua. I don't want to do that with a rookie. Very rarely do I incentivize signing a vet running back because usually it's dumb, the dumb. This is one scenario where I don't know that it is. Saquon Barkley was still the number 2 pick in the draft. All right, this is a guy that has high-end top 5 running back in the NFL level talent. You don't get many cracks at guys like this because most teams run them into the ground. Saquon behind that line, it's just a little different to me.
And you're right. Somebody's going to pay him.
100%. And I think
why
it
not
would
be the Miami Dolphins?
The Miami Dolphins.
All right.
But with Miami, you do have a lot to be thankful for. You're playing much better the last 3 weeks. Yes, it was against the Texans and the Jets. But you had a Ravens game situated in there. Thursday Night Football looked very the short week didn't seem to bother you nearly as much as it did the Ravens, which is one of the best coach teams in the league.
At number 20, the New Orleans Saints.
This one should be really short.
I'm thankful for our defense and move on.
Bingo. You know what I'm really not thankful of? We keep giving Sean Payton the checkbook, and he keeps giving more money to Taysom fucking Hill. Does Taysom Hill have dirty pictures of Sean Payton blowing an elephant or something?
He's got to.
What in the world are you doing with Taysom Hill?
Up to $95 million if he plays quarterback.
Literally, does he have a picture that Sean Payton killed Carol Baskin's husband? Was he the hitman that Carol Baskin hired? What does he have on you?
Or Tom Benson.
It can't, but Tom Benson's dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's Gail Benson who just literally turns the team over to Sean. You do what you want to do.
Maybe he's got dirty pictures of her.
Fuck. I saw that break yesterday and I went, man, I want to say the F word a lot, like a bunch of times. And I couldn't.
I can't explain
As Glenn
it to
Hopper said, that's Sean's illegitimate son. That makes it make way more sense. At least you're giving the money to your kid instead of some shitbird, half-assed quarterback that can't throw. That, oh, by the way, you don't trust enough to start over. I always want to call him Tristram Young for some reason. Or not Tristram Young. Tristram Young's a friend of mine. Tristram Hill, the defensive tackle for the Cowboys. I combined Taysom and Trevor and turned it into some amalgamous thing.
Yeah, it's not Tristan.
Trevor Siemian. Yeah. Sean Payton killed Jeffrey Epstein, and Hill has the proof. These all make a lot more sense than just pay. We think he's a $95 million player. Then you are a dumb shit. Mm-hmm. But that defense is really good, but this is not a playoff team.
No.
I want you to think about something. I said this stat on the show, I believe it was yesterday. Do you know where Jameis Winston finished in the NFL in QBR?
Oh, didn't you say it was like 12 or something?
No, you're too low. It's 5. It's 5 in QBR. He's behind Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford. That's what it took to get you to where you are. Now, let's. Where do you think Trevor Siemian is? And yes, I said it like that on purpose. I said it like that on purpose.
29.
Non-applicable. He hasn't thrown enough passes to qualify yet because he is bad. Sweet, you can contend with the Titans. Yeah, they just got beat by the Houston Texans. So calm your tits on how that should make me feel warm and fuzzy about you. The thing about New Orleans is I don't know who you're supposed to beat. All right, so you go Bills, Cowboys. That is smoked twice. Mm-hmm. You get the Jets. Yeah. At the Bucks. Good luck. I would watch that one in a very mobile place where I can get away from it. Mm-hmm. And then you end out with the Dolphins, Panthers, and Falcons. All right, let's say you win 2 of those 3. You finished 8-9. Woo, let the good times roll. The New Orleans Saints are way closer to the Atlanta Falcons than they are the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. Hey, Panther fans, I said something nice about you.
There you go.
It's not all hate. The New Orleans Saints are way closer to the Atlanta Falcons than they are Carolina. Mm-hmm. There is not a lot to like here. You got team. Michael Thomas, who is a guy that you never should have paid to that level. Now he's a malcontent doing it's just a lot of things to not like here. Mm-hmm. And I think it's time that you ask the question, because when I watch this team, my number one prevailing thought is you do not appear to be coached very well. Is Sean Payton a product of Drew Brees? I think that's something that is worth asking at this point. Saints fans will go, "You're stupid." Okay. I'm going to say the same thing about Sean Payton that I said about Bill Belichick. Look at his record without Drew Brees and look at it with him. There's a big fuck difference there. Mm-hmm. Just throwing it out there.
I still believe that Sean Payton is a great coach in this league. I think
he's fine. I just think he's got a shit hand with a team that's financially strapped to the gills.
Well, because they went all in to win at the end of Drew Brees' career and couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and now you're left with a expensive players.
Right. You're in the same spot that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be in a year.
No.
No?
No, because you have real long-term deals here. Like real long time. I want to say 7 of their franchise players are signed for 4 more years. Mm-hmm. You don't have a fucking quarterback. Mm-hmm. Like anything. You have nothing at quarterback. You at least have Kyle Trask. They have Ian Book, who I didn't have a draftable grade on.
Okay.
So, New Orleans is another one of those teams. I kind of put New Orleans and Atlanta together. Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot to really say nice about you here. I really don't.
At number 19, the Cleveland Browns. I'm thankful that Baker Mayfield is giving me reason day after day not to sign him.
You should be. You should be very thankful that that's how this is going. That it's just not. I think this is the perfect scenario for Cleveland, because now you can scrub the decks and split off and everything work out just hunky-dunky.
We're going to continue to run the ball. We're going to continue to have a decent offensive line. We're going to continue to have our running backs. I still don't know what are they going to be able to hold on to Kareem Hunt forever? Are they going to keep paying him to be a backup?
You can do that when you don't have a quarterback making $30 million. You can pay Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Right.
And that's fine. I don't have a qualm with that. If that's how you want to run this team, you're great on the ground, and you can. That's fine.
But we need receivers.
You don't need a $25 million quarterback to do that.
No.
I would argue, and people will tell me I'm out of my mind here, and that's fine. You would have been better off rolling with Tyrod Taylor 4 years ago. Tell me I'm wrong. It sounds weird when you say it out loud. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you couldn't, though.
Oh, no, you could. You could have not drafted Baker Mayfield. That is not that hard. Because I'll tell you right now.
But if it wasn't him, it was going to be Sam Darnold.
Or Josh Allen.
And they'd be in the same fucking spot.
Or Josh Allen. I mean, I understand that you had to take a quarterback. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But did you, though?
Yeah.
That front office was as safe as they came. I mean, that was Scott Pioli and Scott Wolf. And this is what happens when you overdraft a player. And I got news for you. I said this when he was drafted, and I'll say it again 4 years later. Any scout that could genuinely look at Baker Mayfield and go, that is a number one pick in the draft, you're not a good fucking scout.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few. It's kind of like, let me come up with an example here. It's kind of like if you worked in an office, all right, and you were a salesperson, and are they good? Are they not good? And they went on a sales call with the biggest client, and they stabbed him in the neck with a knife. Not a good salesperson. Like, just and a criminal. Just bad. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
There are some mistakes that you cannot get away from. No matter what you do, you cannot get away from the fact you did that. And that's where Cleveland's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for
What are you doing?
I'm looking for
what
something.
What are you doing over
I'm
there?
looking for something. Leave me the fuck alone. Oh, hold on. Here it is.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I stabbed a man in the heart.
I saw that. Brick killed a guy. Did you throw a trident?
Yeah, there were horses and a man on fire, and I killed a guy with a trident.
I literally used that example because I saw the button and then I fucked up and couldn't see it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Killed a guy with a trident. Baker Mayfield's not a good NFL quarterback.
No, but
and now Kelvin Joyner asked in the comments, "What if Baker comes back on a cheap deal?" I don't care if he comes back for $1 million. He's still a bad NFL. I don't care what you're paying him.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, how the more you pay him, the worse he gets, because the more you pay him, the less things you can put around him. If he came back at $1 million and you could load this team with unbelievable talent, you do still realize that the one super talented receiver he ever had, he literally ran right out of town.
Mm-hmm.
He still has a loudmouth social media presence that he talks shit about the fan base and has that douchey personality. That ain't changing.
Mm-mm.
His wife's propensity to talk shit about the team on social media, that ain't changing. That's who he is. At this point, you have seen who this guy is. That's what, if you're a Browns fan, that's what you should be thankful for. All of these cards have been flipped over. It's kind of like you get engaged to a girl and she cheats on you and blows the neighbor, and you go, "Man, I'm glad you did that before I spent $40,000 on a wedding. That was awful nice of you."
I mean, that's a hell of a way to look at it. But
and away we go.
Yeah, it works.
Enjoy your life.
I love your analogies.
I have good at analogies.
As gross as they are, they work. They do work.
Good with analogy things. We're gonna have to cut this into 2 parts.
Why?
We're not even halfway through. First of all, I'm gonna die. Plus, we could put this out for tomorrow.
We could.
There you go. And then we can do game previews on the ESPN show.
We could.
Ta-da! We don't have to do any more setup.
There we go.
Look, I'm gonna level with you. We haven't taken more than one contiguous day off in 4 months.
You know. All right, that may be what we end up doing. Let's get through the first half of the power rankings at least.
Christopher Walken over here.
You know.
2 videos are better than 1. They're twice the fun. Ask anyone.
So we'll continue the what to be thankful for in the top half, the top 16 coming up tomorrow.
Power rankings.
But let's keep it rolling here, Christopher. Come on. You got to start doing some Broadway dancing for us next.
Gonna need more cowbell.
Stop it. All right, so the Cleveland Browns were at 19. They got those Pittsburgh Steelers at 18. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, what am I thankful for? Mike Tomlin.
As well,
I
you
am
should be.
thankful that I have Mike Tomlin to turn me from a team that didn't have a whole lot of hopes to, hey, guess what? This coach, regardless of what we can throw out there on the field, no matter who gets hurt, we can still be competitive.
Hey, we don't suck again.
I mean, they kind of do. You're middle of the pack in the league.
Mike Tomlin makes it all
palatable.
Yeah. That's a nice way.
Yeah.
That's a nice way.
And you have things to look forward to. You have Deontay Johnson, you have Chase Claypool, you have Najee Harris. You've got a lot of young pieces that you can make the transition from Big Ben to the next guy pretty easily. The question is, who's that next guy going to be? Are we going to be, a lot of people are pie in the sky thinking about, Aaron Rodgers comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a markedly different team. Sure.
100%. You wind up with a quarterback? Holy God, because the weapons are good.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is good when healthy.
Mm-hmm. Why would
an offensive line problem?
Why would Aaron not want to do that? Why would Aaron not want to do the Tom Brady thing and go to a team that has a whole shitload of weapons? And here we go. Let's go try to win a championship before we're done.
I don't dispute that. It makes sense.
Would you not sell out as the Pittsburgh Steelers? Give him whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, yeah. You want to own part of the team? Sweet.
Yeah.
That's
you want to
fine.
own part of the team? You want me to put you want me to build you your own brothel where you can just be filleted all day? Absolutely. You can have whatever you want.
If you're playing Sportsocracy bingo and you had filleted, that's a bingo.
That's right. I would do whatever it took to get Aaron Rodgers there. You give me a quarterback.
I'm still stuck on the word you used, filleted.
Filleted, yeah.
I'm not positive that's a word, but I know what it was after. So.
It is a word.
I'm not sure of that. I think you make up words a lot.
No, I do not. Anyhow.
But yeah, this is the last year of Ben.
Yeah.
They could slide into the playoffs. I think this team is better than anybody could have expected that they would be. They're very competitive. And Mike Tomlin, you just give him whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, USC wants to come calling? Cool, we'll give you more money.
You
want more money? I know he's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter. Leverage. I'm good with that. By the way, we should start playing Sportsocracy bingo. We should put 100 terms into a hopper and disperse bingo cards.
I'm all the way in.
Because I am fellatiated would be the word.
Okay.
Because filleted sounds like what you do to a fish when you are trying to take it home.
That's filleted.
Yeah, but if you want me to say it that way, then spell it that way. It's spelled filleted.
All right. I'm gonna look it up because I want to use the proper term.
M85. What it do? M85's on my side. Fellatiated. Now,
fellatiated. There you go.
That is a word.
There you go.
Filleted.
Yeah. Filleted.
I went. Patrick Holt said the fellatiocracy. Don't fuck with me. I will make a shirt that says that. M85 said filleted sounds like a horror movie. It does. It also sounds like a word that I would have been given in a spelling bee and massacred.
All right, so I was wrong. So it is fellatiate.
Can you use the word filleted in a sentence? I went to the dock and caught a bunch of fish, and then I filleted them.
That's a great way to blow a Saturday, huh?
It's a holiday week, so we talk about blowies in the power rankings.
Anyhow. Okay, fellatiate. Thank you, everybody, for correcting me on that. I do like when I'm going to use the big words to use the right big words.
I just love that we spent 5 minutes talking about a word for blow jibbers. That makes me really happy.
Fillate is the transitional verb.
I don't know what it is. I know every word you just said. I've never heard them used in that order. I don't know what a transitional verb is.
Whoa. Our medical correspondent says per medical transcriptions definition. Okay. Why would you ever have to put that in a medical? Oh, God.
Yeah, let me just give you a piece of advice.
She filleted too hard and he wound up in the ER.
Yeah, let me give you a piece of advice that I've learned from having a lot of cop and paramedic friends. Nobody ever accidentally wound up with something in their ass. I don't know who needs to know that.
Oh, God.
Four cans of Ed Shave Cream. That's the best one I've ever heard.
All right, we got one more to go. This has come off the rails here. 17. Number 17. The last of the first half of the Week 12 Power Rankings. What? Come on, swallow. Give her a swaller.
I literally just about sputumed bang all over the place.
Oh,
this is why you show up for this show. It's not for the analysis.
Adam Black. Adam Black. I love that Adam Black was the one. Teeth. That's how you end up in the medical description.
Nobody can abuse.
So much more coming from Adam Black.
Nobody can ever accuse us of being unprofessional if we're never professional in the first place.
Bingo.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the way we roll. Anyhow, number 17, the Las Vegas Raiders have fallen mightily. False call.
And I still maintain you're wrong.
Come on. By this point, they haven't proven it to you yet?
No. You lost to a very good Bengals team. God, that sounds weird to say out loud.
You got killed.
You didn't watch the fucking game. 2 days in a row you said that dumb shit. This was a one-possession game with 6 minutes to go.
Scoreboard.
Stop talking.
Scoreboard.
Stop talking. Then you got killed by the New Orleans Saints. Stop. That's the dumbest thing you've said today. They didn't get killed. It's because a fucking touchdown game with 6 minutes to go. M85 asked if this one's simul-streamed on ESPN.
No, it is not.
No, sir. It is not. They give us a show, but they make us not say wordy dirties.
Uh-huh.
So, by the way, do you know how often these videos get hit for monetization errors? It's a lot.
Is it?
Yeah, because we say too many wordy dirts.
Oh, well.
And advertisers don't like that.
Nah, screw them.
Fuck them. We'll do it live.
Yeah, exactly. For the whole 5 cents they were going to pay us for putting a Google ad
Stephen
in it.
Tao said, very good Bengals team that lost to the Jets. Yeah, and beat the fuck out of the Ravens. You see how that works?
That was 9 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't. What, when
the Raiders beat the...
No. He's talking about the Bengals.
Oh, he's talking about the Bengals. Oh, okay.
I was about to be like...
Well, that was 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still think the Raiders are reasonably good, but there's too much noise. You know what you had to be thankful for? This is going to be a really alluring job.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if you think I'm wrong. The Raiders' job would probably be the most intriguing job in the NFL. Let's say I'm a coach and I'm the A1 hire of this cycle. What job could I have that intrigues me more than Vegas? The market's
Denver.
Great.
I would say Denver.
So you're telling me I can live in Vegas or I can live in Denver?
So you're telling me I could lose in Vegas or I could go to Denver and win?
I don't think there's that much of a difference between those two teams.
Oh,
one of them I have a
you're
quarterback,
wrong.
one of them I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I got
Denver,
news
I
for
get
you.
the better defense.
Let's
Denver,
play a
I get
fun
the better
game.
weapons.
Let's play a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
More likely that Aaron Rodgers goes to the Denver Broncos or the Las Vegas Raiders.
Denver Broncos.
I disagree with
Not
you
close.
vehemently. I disagree with you vehemently.
So they're going to ship Derek Carr somewhere and get Aaron Rodgers.
Could. The Raiders have been mentioned as a landing spot for Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even out on I'm not even out on Carr. But there will be teams that be in on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got young pieces. I got a pass rusher. And I'm in Vegas. I can't enforce that enough. I'm in Vegas. If you're the first one to succeed in bringing a championship to Vegas, you will have a Wayne Newton level show for the rest of your life. God, I can't wait to be in Vegas.
I don't see it the same way. I feel like Las Vegas is fine.
Well, you have never been rational about the Raiders. So why am I shocked that?
How am I not the rational one yet that is playing out exactly how I said it was going to?
After they lost their coach and their fucking best playmaker killed somebody.
No, but that wasn't an excuse when they were still winning.
They won one game after the Henry Ruggs thing.
They won 2, didn't they?
No. They won one. It's only been 3 weeks ago.
Well, they won 2 after the coach thing.
Yeah. The John Gruden thing unified them. The Henry Ruggs thing killed them because that offense was literally built around having that deep threat, and Deshaun Jackson ain't it. You took away you took away a first-round pick that was built to make this offense go. Yeah, I mean, okay, you want to take a victory lap when you lost your head coach and your best receiver? Doesn't make any sense to me, but you do you. If you think those two things don't have something to do with this, you are out your gourd.
Oh, I'm sure they had a great effect on the team. I didn't think they were that good to begin with.
That's the point. Because you were wrong then, and now because the world evaporated for them, and they had the worst in-season luck I have ever seen of any team in the 30 years I've been watching the NFL. I've never seen a team like this, ever. Oh, I told you they weren't good. Okay. You tell me how many teams can lose their best deep threat and their head coach in the same season and it not have a whale of a problem. Not be a tremendous problem. I'll wait. But, I mean, you're down to 100.
How many games are they going to win the rest of the season? One?
Did you not listen to a fucking word I just said? I mean, I have been 17 for a reason because that's where they're at right now. How many games are they going to win the rest of the season? I'm pulling up the schedule now. I would take them over Washington in Vegas. I would take them over Cleveland. I would take them over Denver. I'd say they're probably going to win 3 more. I'd say they'll finish 8-9.
Okay.
8-9, 9-8, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I mean, they've had between injury. Oh, yeah, I forgot Damon Arnett. I was there thinking there's another first-round pick that I'm forgetting about.
Yeah, Damon
Arnett. Post videos online, and he's gone. So, I mean, there's so many things that have happened. You can't look at this and go, oh, I was right. Well, we're never going to know what this team was. But I can tell you definitively, they wouldn't have lost to the fucking Giants. With Henry Ruggs and John Gruden and everything's copacetic, you don't lose to the Giants. So, I mean, you can sit there with that smirk on your face all you want to. There's no way to ever prove who's right here. But I will bang the drum of there's not a team in the NFL that could go through this and still be – I'm trying to think of a team that could do this and still be a playoff team. I don't know that I can think of one.
The Philadelphia Eagles?
No.
Maybe.
I know, because then you don't have the risk. You don't have the threat of run. Well, you didn't lose the quarterback. So, yeah, Eagles maybe.
Right.
But, I mean, other than that, I mean, Sean McVay disappears. Cooper Kupp disappears. And you lose. Arnett wasn't there one. Rodarius Williams. You lose those 3 guys. What does that team look like? I'm not going to say it's not still good.
It's still a playoff team.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. Sean McVay is the straw that stirs the drink there. So, I mean, it's just, to me, you have been the derision on the Raiders has been insane the entire time. And now that you've, had all of these things happen, it's, oh, look, I was right. No, that's kind of like saying, hey, you shouldn't have bought that car. And then somebody T-bones it in an intersection. You go, I told you shouldn't have bought that fucking car.
See?
2 things that have absolutely nothing to do with each other, but okay. But that's the beauty of sports.
Yep.
You have the right to say those things. No matter how wrong they are.
That's where they are at number 17. They are at the top of the bottom half of the NFL. Coming up tomorrow, right here in the Sportsocracy, we will talk about the top 16 teams in the league. Who made the jump to number 1? Because I guarantee you there's no damn way you kept the Buffalo Bills up there.
Nope. We have a new one, and we have a lot of surprises in the top 10.
Yep.
This actually works out well. First of all, something's wrong with the stream, which is why we're cutting this in half.
Oh, great.
Because it's not registering people. It's not moving. Something's up. The new box is apparently not, something's not working. Hopefully we'll figure out what it is on the backside. But we'll record this. We also have an appointment in the morning, so we've been trying to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow morning anyway. We have to be somewhere in the morning. We physically will not be here. I'll actually be with Ingalls giving out Thanksgiving turkeys to needy families here in Buncombe County. So,
yes.
I will try my best to be in the comments. That's my objective. We have yet to be told what time we're supposed to be there.
Yep.
M85 asked if you could get Devontae Adams next year with Carr, what would you do? If I can get Devontae Adams, I get Devontae Adams. I don't care who my quarterback is.
Indeed.
I don't care if my quarterback's Gardner or fucking Minshew. I can get Devontae Adams.
In. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Be sure to join us this afternoon live at 3 o'clock back here on YouTube and, of course, on the terrestrial signal, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And you can hear it everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. We will see you then.